Alright, back again, Luke here, and today I just want to show you what I've done with that Kix 91 Supergun. Since I got it, it's pretty much been sitting in my closet because I didn't have the time to make a harness for this thing because it just takes so much time. But I wound up making a harness for it. What I did is I took an old piece of the edge of an old JAMA board and I wound up hacking that off, and then I wired up all these pins, and I added some glue here on the ends just so it didn't ground out. With these JAMA board edges here on the inside, there's a couple of rows of copper, and when you cut it off, you kind of expose the copper, so to avoid grounding that out, I added some glue and it works fine. But just trying to recycle the bits that I have instead of going out and trying to find a fingerboard for this thing. But what I did is I got it all wired up here to a JAMA connector, and it works great. What I figured I could do here, though, is to help some of you guys out who might get some of these Superguns and not know how to wire them up. I figured maybe I could just show you how to wire these things up. The main reason why is because a lot of the instructions here, as you can see, are in Japanese, and some of the instructions include kanji and katakana, and it's a little bit difficult to read for some people, so I figured I could help you guys out a little bit. With all of these Pana Twins, Pana Customs, Kix 91, a lot of these Superguns, they all have the same pinouts, so you shouldn't have any problems with this. What you're going to need is you're going to need a thumb board or a fingerboard, sorry, that can fit into the side here, and I believe it's about 36 pins long. It might be longer depending on the Pana Twin and the Kix 91. I know the Kix 91 is about 8 shorter than the Pana Twin, but basically for the main wiring, for the power, the ground, the plus 12 volts, everything is going to be the same. It's just going to be the end parts that are going to be different. If you get a look at this chart right here, you'll notice that on the end here, this kanji here, this means top side or top part, and this means the bottom side. And if you look at this, some of these will be kind of easy to understand, some of these may be a little bit difficult, but if you were to have the Supergun on its end here, and you were to look at this chart, this will be the top row here. And the grounds are pretty easy to understand. The next thing you're going to have here on the left is going to be your speaker positive, and this will be your speaker negative. And after that you'll have your plus 12 volts, your minus 5 volts, and then it'll start going into the controls here for a little bit. This is first player button 3, and then first player up. The next one is second player button 3, and second player up. Then you'll go into your 5 volts on both sides. Then you have first player down and first player button 2, second player down and second player button 2. Then there's an empty space on the top here, and this is second player start. Then you'll have your credit button, and you'll have one player start. So just remember there's a space here on this top row. Then you come down here and you'll have player 1 button 1. And you'll have player 1 right, so this is your right. Then you'll have your red for your RGB, that's red. This will be player 1 left. Then you'll have player 2 right, and you'll have blue, this is TV blue. Then you'll have player 2 left, and you'll have TV green, so that'll be your green. Then you come down here, this will be player 2 button 1. And this is your sync right here. The NC here, these are non-used, and if you're using a Kix 91, or if you're trying to wire up a Kix 91, it'll stop right here. So you won't have any other space left on that, that board, because the external kick harness here is wired outside, so that's to a separate connector. If you're trying to wire up a Pana Custom or a Pana Twin or a Pana Twin Long, that's where these last ones will come in, because you'll have all of this here. And you'll see this is player 1 button 6, player 2 button 6, player 1 button 5, player 2 button 5, player 1 button 4, and player 2 button 4. And if you get all this wired up and you get it on a fingerboard that will fit inside the side here on the Pana Custom or the Kix 91, either one of these, you'll be all set to go. And then what you'll need to do is you'll need to either take a look at a chart online for the JAMA pinouts, or use a regular manual that you have for another cab, and you should be able to get that all wired up. But I said I'd help you here with the connections, because these can be a little bit tricky, and instead of trying to use like some equipment, testing equipment to find out the exact points, I wound up testing each one of these, and then I was able to find the manual for it. So it was a little bit longer. It took a little bit longer than usual, but now that I have this, it's really easy to take a look at and wire up any of these Superguns if I get them. So just figured I could help you guys out with that. And as you can see here, I'll try and kill the lights. You can see that it's working fine. There's no problems with this one at all. Comes up great, and yeah. The color's not too bad. After making some adjustments to it, I was able to get it to, you know, pretty decent. It's still, because it's on this LED TV, it's not the clearest. It's got a little bit of some blur to it, or a little bit of some kind of fuzziness to it, but other than that, it works out great. Oh, one more thing here that I can show you is on the side. When I first got this thing, I was having a little bit of trouble with the speaker as well, and I wasn't able to get any sound off out of the speaker. And the main reason down here is, if you notice, there are two switches. Let's see if I can get this cord out of the way. There are two switches down here. One says mono and stereo, this is the switch here, and the other one says SP, this is the speaker. So if you push the switch up, you'll get the sound coming out of the box here. If you push it down, I'm guessing, I'm not 100% sure yet, but maybe you'll get it out of this external slot here. But I wasn't able to get a lot of sound out of it, so I went and flipped the switch up, and sure enough, the sound popped on. So I'll give you a little bit of an idea here. Just kind of turn the volume up a bit and then put in some credits. You can hear the sound coming from the Supergun itself. And yeah, it works great. So just figured I'd show you guys here how to wire up one of these Superguns if you get them. Because a lot of them, you know, they come from Japan and they're all written in Japanese, so it can be really tricky to try and get it to trying to get it wired up. But hopefully this will help you guys out a little bit, and yeah, I mean, works great. But yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.